Are you tired of the sky-high Bay Area home prices and wondering where you can get a new constructed home that doesn't cost you $1 million? Well, there's a city just an hour away that's becoming the new hotspot for construction, and that is Lathrop, California. Today I'm breaking down the two master planned communities, River Islands and Stanford Crossing, comparing everything from price, schools, builders, and even rental restrictions so you can decide if this is a good move for you. So let's get on the board. So Stanford Crossing and River Islands, like I mentioned, are the big players in construction in Lathrop. Stanford Crossing offers you budget-friendly prices. It offers you mid-level schools, quick accessibility to the freeway. Average price here is $675. Now, buying is a little slowed down if you're paying close attention to the market. You may get a deal that's a little lower than that, but that's an average price in this area. Then you have River Islands, which is going to offer you a resort-like feel, waterfront properties, lagoons, trails, higher school ratings, but price point here, entry level is going to be around $880. Again, like I mentioned before, above that, you may be able to find a deal that's a little lower right now, especially where the market's at. So moving down now to school quality and school ratings. So in Stanford Crossing, it's governed by the Manteca Unified School District, and like I mentioned, it's mid-level school ratings. This is gradeschoolratings.com, so it's 5 out of 10 for Stanford Crossing schools. In River Islands, the school rating is around 7 out of 10, and that is governed by Banta Unified School District. Most of the schools at the River Islands community, River Islands subdivision, there are charter schools. So charter schools are essentially very similar, if you don't know, to public schools in the sense that they're tuition free. Kids that live in that subdivision or are close vicinity to those charter schools can attend those charter schools for free. Now, charter schools are usually either privately funded, donor funded, or they're government grants. Whereas in the case of Lathrop, the charter schools here in Lathrop are mainly funded by the state of California. So the person that developed River Islands got together with some residents, and they, made a governing body that has charters like an agreement where they said they're going to deliver certain results. When it comes to academics, they're going to have certain budget every year. And as long as they're delivering that, the state's going to keep funding these schools, but the schools were actually built out by the builder. So premium schools, charter schools, which is great. And a lot of the schools here in Lathrop offer something called STEAM learning. So usually you have the traditional STEM system that has, science, technology, engineering, and math. But in the STEAM system, they're also adding that quote A in there, which stands for arts, which is promoting innovation, creativity, design, just out of the box thinking for kids to get them really ready for the real world and more practical knowledge rather than just book knowledge. So these charter schools are really good. Now, these ratings, again, they're ratings on paper. I'm not saying that they're not fully true. Like this 5 might be a 6.5 or 7. This 7 might be a 9, because especially these charter schools in River Island, they're not that old. They're still growing. They're still developing. They're hiring better teachers. A lot of people are moving out to the area. So you can continue to check these ratings, but overall, River Islands has great schools. So let's go and look at this chart on the board real quick. You have the math and reading proficiency scores by school. So for River Islands Technology Academy, which is a K-8 school, you can see here that math proficiency and reading proficiency is very high compared to the other schools. I'm not going to go over everything, but you can see the next one is a Next Generation STEAM Academy, which is another K-8 school covering more. There's 2 charter schools that are middle schools. Then you have Joseph Elementary School, you have Mossdale Elementary School, you have Lathrop Elementary School, and you have Lathrop High School. And you can see that proficiency score for Lathrop High School is pretty good for reading proficiency. Now, River Islands also opened a new high school called River Islands High School. The year of 2025-2026, which is this coming year, is going to be their first senior class. So if you searched online, you're not going to find too many reviews on the River Islands High School, but it's supposed to be a highly rated school because the kids that are coming from the charter schools that I just showed you on the board there on the graph, they're graduating and going into the River Islands High School. Now let's go ahead and look at the different types of builders that are in these communities. My goal here is to talk about the different builders and talk about what their pros and cons are. So starting off with builders in River Islands, you have Kiper Homes, you have Vandale, you have Lennar, New Home Company, DR Horton, and you in some parts you may also have Tri-Point Homes out there as well. At Stanford Crossing, you have Hovnanian. Not sure if I'm saying that right. I don't even know why you would name it that, but that's one of the builders there. Meritage Homes, Tri-Point Homes, Richmond Homes, and DR Horton. Now let's look at the starting prices for each of these builders. For KB Homes, Arcadia, Stanford Crossing, entry point right now can be $550,000. Like I mentioned before, that was an average price that I gave you, so that could be a very good starter spot for a lot of folks that are looking for new construction. Then you have Hovnanian, Stanford Crossing, starting point there is $700,000. Tri-Point Homes in Stanford Crossing, around $650,000. Richmond American at Stanford Crossing, also $650,000. Kiper Homes, which is a luxury model, high end at River Island, starting point is $900,000. Lennar, also right above the average and in the middle of average and luxury, that's $800K. And then Meritage Homes at Stanford Crossing starts at $600K. Now, what I just showed you, I didn't give you every single builder. I gave you the ones that are popular and the ones that offer you a lot of different options. I may have missed a few here, but this should give you enough ammo to either go deeper in your search or even go straight to these builders, because now you know what to expect and you can go to a builder that's offering you the price point that you're looking for. Thank you for watching my video. If you're getting real value out of this content, please don't forget to like, share, and hit that subscribe button. So now let's look at the pros and cons for each of the builders here. So I'm gonna go mix and match here, but for KB Homes, which I didn't mention that on the list, but KB Homes is part of Stanford Crossing, also offering budget-friendly homes. They're highly rated because there's a lot of customization you can do with KB Homes. And the con here is that sometimes the solar cost, panel cost, they'll add on it and then your price ends up being higher. So start to have those conversations initially and ask them how much the solar is. Is it gonna be an add-on on top of the price that they're offering you? Then we have Tri-Point Home, which is in Stanford Crossing. It has very good positive buyer experience. There's not much con there. There's not a lot of online data you can find on that community. I've represented a couple of buyers that bought homes at Tri-Point. They have superior quality, and again, it's very, very budget friendly. DR Horton, which is both at Stanford Crossing and at River Islands. This one, it is also budget friendly. Obviously, if you're buying it at River Islands, it's gonna be a little bit more expensive. It has multiple floor plans. That's a great part. It's offering you different types of architecture styles in one community, which I'm gonna go over the different styles after this. The con here is that even though they're offering you multiple floor plans, the customization is you can't do much. Like, you know, if you wanted a certain color or this, those are a little limited on that. And a lot of people have rated that there is variable workmanship, so quality may differ in different homes. That's something that you'll find with DR Horton. Richmond American, it's Stanford Crossing, balanced homes, community amenities, a lot of community amenities offer there. Not a lot of online feedback, but again, a lot of my clients have bought homes at Richmond American. Again, you probably are getting the theme here. The goal here is to give you high-level highlights, but it's very important for you guys to go visit these communities after knowing all this data and getting your own feel and getting your own idea of like what they're offering and talking to the sales representatives there as you understand this data. Then we have Kiper Homes, which has modern exteriors, a lot of different options you can pick there. Award-winning architecture, so they have a lot of different models that have amazing architecture. This is your high end, so high prices and very limited inventory, because a lot of folks that are moving from the Bay are wanting a lot of these high-end homes out in the River Islands community. Then we have Vandale Homes, which is particularly the West Wind River Islands. It has a Spanish style, California, modern. So it has a lot of different styles, but a lot of these homes in this community are 55 plus. So they're marketing to the senior community. And then we have Lennar, which is obviously a recognizable builder, a really large builder in this country. It's offering you modern farmhouse style. It offers you Spanish style and Craftsman style. Then we have Meritage Homes, energy efficient. This is also offers a Spanish style exterior, and some construction issues have been reported. So again, please visit these places and do your own research. Then we have New Home Co. in River Islands, which is a very boutique builder, smaller builder, which can offer great customer service. And they have multiple gen plans and a very modern feel. Architectural style of your home can really change the feel and the value of your home. So I'm gonna go over some architectural styles that are being offered both at Stanford Crossing and River Islands. So you have Spanish, which is a very popular style here in Northern and Southern California, which offers you stucco, red tile, just that classic California vibe. Then you have Modern Farmhouse, which offers white siding and black trim, which is super trendy right now. Craftsman, timeless, covered porches and exposed beams. California Modern, big windows, clean lines, very mid-century inspired. So let's see what these architectural styles look like. So you have the Spanish Pacifica by our really hard name here, Hovnanian. They're offering this, and Modern Farmhouse is being offered by Kiper Homes. And then you have Craftsman by Meridian Model by Lennar. And then you have the California Modern, Serena by Kiper Homes, which is your high-end home in River Islands. So all of my investor friends or even first-time buyers, they may think about renting their property. Eventually, this is very important, so listen up. So in Lathrop, the city does not allow short-term rentals. So no Airbnbs, that's not gonna work in the city. The city's master plan actually says that verbatim. You can search this online. They don't allow short-term rentals. Now these communities, Stanford Crossing and River Islands, don't have a overarching umbrella HOA that's governing the communities as a whole. Each subdivision has their own CCNRs. And so it's very important that you read those CCNRs, because if you read online the city's website, it'll tell you that Lathrop allows long-term rentals. So month to month, 1 year lease, 6-month lease, those are all allowed in the city of Lathrop. However, each subdivision may have their own rules that are governed by the CCNRs. So make sure you read those CCNRs. If you don't know what CCNRs are, or you're just confused and you want more information and you want someone to look at it that's a professional, feel free to hit me up. My link's in the bio, or you can go ahead and leave me a comment and I'll make sure I try to reply back to you. So we talked about the umbrella policy. So each community may be governed by the CCNRs. Most of the subdivisions here in both River Island and Stanford Crossing don't have HOAs, but there are some homes that are attached or some new builders that are coming about that are starting to charge HOA fees. So it's even more important that you read governing rules there, because they may have restrictions regarding parking, visitors, rentals. So it's very important. But overall, the city of Lathrop does allow long-term rentals. So here's the bottom line. Want waterfront living, high-rated schools, and a master plan community that feels like a resort? Well then, River Islands is definitely worth the premium. Want affordability and you're okay with mid-level school ratings? Well, you can save up to $200,000 if you were to buy at Stanford Crossing. So I'm gonna break it down into very simple steps. So definitely determine what your motivation is. Know if you want great schools, affordability, access to the freeway, all that good stuff. Then visit multiple builders. Talk with them, talk to the sales rep, ask a lot of questions. Definitely ask them if there's an HOA. Ask them about the CCNRs. Don't just take the CCNRs, review them. If you have any issues reviewing them, ask a professional to review them for you, because it's very important that you understand if there's any rental restrictions in that subdivision, and if there are, what it looks like for you. Also consider the resale value of these homes. If you buy in River Island, what the value is going to be. If you buy in Stanford Crossing, what the value is going to be. And lastly, which is a very important point, right now the market is a little slower. A lot of these builders in these areas have more inventory available that they want to offload. So most of these builders are offering great incentives on interest rates. You can lock in a 7-year or even a 30-year, and they'll cover the points for that rate. So where the average rate in the open market is around 6.5%, if you go to a new builder, you can possibly get a 4.5% or 4%. If you need help negotiating and you need help on some representation, these builders will pay for you to bring representation. So again, talk to a professional that can help you navigate all these options and help you make a sound decision for your family. In the bio below, you'll find a fully downloadable guide. All the stuff that I talked about on the board and in this video today is in that guide. You can go ahead and download that guide completely for free. Like always, I'm here to answer your questions. Again, if you found this guide helpful, hit that like button and share it with someone that's house hunting right now. And comment below if you would pay high premium prices at River Islands or go for the affordability option at Stanford Crossing. Until next time, this is Karan Singh.